front of his two children aged 9 years and 5 years. The man is said to have committed the heinous act in Iravari village, Embu County, in the presence of his children. An elder brother of the suspect told the media on Tuesday that after committing the act, the suspect went to see him while carrying a machete, which is believed to be the murder weapon. According to police reports, the man has been arrested and is currently being held at a police station in Embu as police begin investigations into the matter. The source of the tensions between the couples, however, was not immediately clear.
Hapa ni kwa my stepfather, huyu amefanya hiki kitendo, ni mtoto kwa nyumbani na anaitwa Food Ngosho. Mwendo kama wa saa 12 hivi tulisikia nduru kutoka kwa watoto. Arabu biyangu kwa hapo chini kwa shamba akaona Food akibisana yule mfanyikazi wake wa nyumbani. Arabu kitambo tukapanda juu, kupanda kwake tukakuta ameua bibi yake kwa kumkatakata na panga. Uhusiano wa Food wana kijiji haukuwa mbaya na alikuwa mtu mzuri kwa jamii. Hata wakati wa siasa alikuwa bodyguard wa mheshimiwa wa Mbeere South. Lakini miezi 2 iliyopita alipata ugonjwa kidogo, kama alikuwa anataka kutoka na wazimu, ndio akashikwa akapelekwa hospitali. Alipotoka hospitali akarudi hapa nyumbani, akaacha kazi yake ya miraa na akawa hapa nyumbani na bila shinda yote, na huwa akionekana kama ako na shida.
Jina ni Steven Nyaga kutoka Irabari. Kwa ufupi, huyu ni brother yangu. Ni mimi mkuu kumuliko. Leo asubuhi nilipata ripoti ya kwamba ameua bibi yake, na ni yeye mwenyewe alikuja mpaka kwangu akiwa ameshika panga. Kupanda huko nifahamu, nikapata ni ukweli ameshamuua. Kwa sasa sikuwa nimesikia vurugu yoyote juu hata mimi ndio nilistuka. Alikata bibi yake mfanyikazi, mimi na sijamuona hata kwa sasa mfanyikazi juu amepelekwa hospitali, lakini nasikia amekata mkono na shingo na vindole. Mimi nishawaipiga ripoti kwa maafisa wa polisi wakati alikuwa na visanga sapangi, nikapiga kwa chief na hakuna hatua yoyote alichukua.
I mean, such a worrying trend, as well as just the details of that story, really are chilling, and we can only hope that the kids who have remained behind can find closure. Now to the floor of Parliament, where the Social Health Authority SHA was the center of discussion in Parliament as legislators expressed frustration over the transition jitters that has left quite a number of patients scrambling to access medical services in public hospitals. The new Social Health Insurance Fund has been in use for a little over a month, but the effects have barely settled in, with thousands stranded over financial constraints. Members of Parliament are now demanding the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Dr. Deborah Mulongo Baraza, appear before them and answer critical questions raised, as well as give a status report on the new medical scheme. Other members of Parliament also expressed frustrations over the lack of civic education around it to the citizens.
I mean, how do you tell me to continue treating patients under a new program and you've not sorted my previous debts? And I know this is the problem. Most hospitals, by the way, the ones that are rejecting patients, they are rejecting patients because they feel that honestly, somebody needed to come out very clearly and tell them, we are migrating. But are we migrating with your debts? Are we migrating with your problems that we have not sorted under former NHIF? So this is the problem, Mr. Speaker. And let us not come here and read numbers.
For us to stand here, Honorable Speaker, in this house and elsewhere, in funerals and everywhere, to say, oh, it is not working. We are like communication
transition issues over this. Over this. And Mr. Speaker, if we lose a life, we can never regain it. I have a person who is very close to me who is undergoing cancer treatment right now and will not receive any treatment unless there is pre-authorization of payment. And Mr. Speaker, if me I'm at the place where I am, maybe because they are able to do that, because we, for different factors we can. But the cries we are getting from our own constituencies, the cries we are getting from ordinary Kenyans is telling you that there's a huge problem with
those who are not supporting, those who know, those who don't know. We don't know this thing properly. And we need to know it. If we don't know it properly, the local man will not know this thing. And therefore, because I know I have 3 minutes only, the first advisor is to go with Millie. Let's have a Kamkunji. But I had another one, that we need to invite the Minister of Health in this particular assembly so that he may explain to us what is happening outside there. Because unless the explanation comes out, it will be difficult.
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki chaired the first meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Governance, Social Sector and Public Administration at the official Karen residence ever since taking oath of office. In attendance were Cabinet Secretaries for National Treasury John Mbadi, Julius Migos Ogamba, CS for Education, Eric Murithi Muga, CS for Water Irrigation and Sanitation, Beatrice Askul Moe, Cabinet Secretary for East African Community, ASALS and Regional Development, Kipchumba Murkomen, Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, Rebecca Miano, Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife, CS for Defense Soy Pantuya, Cabinet Secretary for Labor and Social Protection, Dr. Alfred Mutua, Dr. Deborah Baraza, CS Health, the Attorney General Dorcas Oduor, and the Secretary to the Cabinet, Mercy Wanjau. Now let's keep up with the head of state. President William Ruto on Tuesday met the steering committee on the regeneration of the Nairobi Rivers Basin at State House in Nairobi. The committee reported that the program is progressing well and has hired 20,000 young people a month, 10,000 every fortnight since it began in October 2024. Loads of garbage have been cleared in the 75-kilometer of the 94-kilometer stretch of the Nairobi, Ngong and Mathare rivers. Additionally, 69 kilometers of the basin has been unclogged and 56 kilometers leveled. To conserve the river's basin, 272,000 seedlings have been planted and 268 tree nurseries established.
When I established the Nairobi Rivers Commission, the intention was to see how we can clear the, garbage and clean the Nairobi River in a very sustainable way. I know several attempts have been made before. Michuki tried and did a good job, but we dropped the ball after Michuki. So this time round, we want to do Nairobi River Commission in a different way. We want to clean the Nairobi River in a different way, in what other cities around the world have done. We need the buy-in of the leadership of Nairobi for us to implement that program appropriately, so that all of us can contribute ideas on how we can do this. We can do this better in a way that resonates with the resident of this city. The most important aspect of this is actually the sewer. We need to contain the sewer that currently is going to the Nairobi River. And it's going to be a trunk of 54 kilometers of sewer that we are going to construct to make sure that all the sewer that is now going into the river, we put it in the sewer line and deliver it in the right place. And then, of course, we are going to do other infrastructure. We are going to widen the river to between 20 and 30 meters in different parts. We're going to put infrastructure around it, non-motorable transport infrastructure around it, and also do some linear markets, along that, so that we can make it better.
University students will continue to stay at home after efforts to resolve the ongoing university's lecturers' strike faltered yet again. A meeting convened by the National Assembly Committee on Education was once again called off after the Inter-Public Universities Council's consultative forum failed to provide documents proving that the government is ready to invest 4.3 billion shillings to facilitate the reopening of universities and bring students back to class. The committee was forced to summon 3 cabinet secretaries to address the issue. According to committee chairman Julius Meli, Education CS Julius Migos, Labour CS Alfred Mutua, and the National Treasury CS John Mbadi will appear before the committee next week to explain the government's efforts to end the strike. In another university, learning activities at Moi University in Uasin Gishu County did not resume on Tuesday as the ongoing strike by workers continue, following a failure by the university management and workers' union to reach an agreement. On Friday, a visiting parliamentary committee on education had instructed both parties to hold a crisis meeting and resolve the standoff within 48 hours. However, despite the deadlines passing, no significant progress has been made, with workers' unions adamant that they will not resume work until their demands are fully addressed. The unions have accused the university management of lacking the necessary goodwill to resolve the dispute, citing unfulfilled agreements and poor working conditions as central to the strike.
Nataka kuthibitisha kwamba kufikia jana chuo kikuu cha Moi University kimeanza kupeana barua ya kufuta watu kazi. Kufikia saa hizi wamepeana barua kwa uongozi wa wafanyikazi. So viongozi wa wafanyikazi wote wamepewa barua ya kuwasimamisha kazi. Na nataka kusema kwamba wakati wabunge walikuwa hapa siku ya Ijumaa, wakaongea juu ya maneno ya Moi University, wakaamrisha kwamba mamlaka ya university ikae chini na wafanyikazi na iongee. Wakati huo tuliambia hiyo kamati ya bunge kwamba hiyo management ya Moi University tunajua haijajitokeza ili kuhakikisha kwamba inaongea na wafanyikazi. Kuanzia wakati huo, kabla hata ya hiyo tume kutoka, tulikuwa tumepata barua. Tulipata court order on Friday, tukapata warning letters kwa hiyo Friday, na sasa jana Jumatatu tumepata suspension letters kwa wale wanaongoza wafanyikazi. Kwa hivyo inakuwa vigumu sana kwa wale wenye wanasimamia wafanyikazi kuweza kuongea na chuo kikuu. Tunaamini kwamba kuna mtu hataki maneno ya Moi University isikizwe. Kwa hivyo anataka kuficha na anajaribu kuficha kwa kusukuma wafanyikazi mbali. Kufikia saa hizi tunajua wanatumia mbinu za intimidate workers. Wana intimidate workers to force them to go to work. How do workers go to work? They have not been paid salary for 2 months. How do workers go to work when their loans, they are in court, their property is being auctioned? It is not possible for people to go to work when your property is being auctioned. It is not possible to go to work when your pension is not paid. You can see colleagues wenye wamestaafu kutoka kazi na unaona wanaenda, wakifika nyumbani ni kufa tu, hakuna kitu ingine inaweza kufanyika. It is not possible. Welfare zetu karibu miaka 7 hazijapewa pesa yenye imetolewa kwa mshahara yetu. So wafanyikazi wa Moi University wameumia na wanasema hawataendelea kuteseka vile waliteseka.
President William Ruto has nominated Ahmed Isaac Hassan, former chair of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, as the new chairperson of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA. The announcement was made through a communique from Head of Public Service Felix Koskei on Tuesday, which confirmed that President Ruto had submitted Hassan's name to Parliament for approval and subsequent appointment. Furthermore, President Ruto has nominated Charles Orindo Dulo as the chairperson of the Commission on Administrative Justice. He has also nominated former Starehe Member of Parliament Charles Njagwa Kanyi, aka Jagwa, and Dorothy Jemator Kimengech to serve as members of the Administration Justice Board. In addition, Ruto has proposed Sami Chepkwony for the position of chairperson at the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. Additionally, the head of state nominated Gerald Nyoma Arita for the position of deputy governor at the Central Bank of Kenya. Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Musalia Mudavadi represented President William Ruto at a high-level side event during the climate talks in Baku, Azerbaijan, to discuss the future of Africa's energy. Dubbed Africa's Green Momentum, the discussions cemented the importance of the Nairobi Declaration in global energy transition discussions and will provide solutions through collaborative efforts like the Accelerated Partnership for Renewable in Africa and the African Green Industrialization Initiative that benefit the Kenyan people in a just and equitable manner. The Prime Cabinet Secretary was accompanied by CS Aden Duale of the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi of the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, together with a Kenyan delegation. The forum was also attended by other global dignitaries.
We are rooting for what you would call a re-engineering of the financial architecture so that it can be more friendly, so that the polluters pay more and those that have suffering the consequences of the effects of climate change can also be compensated. So we look forward to the loss and damage fund being activated. We are looking forward to this kind of involvement and to provide easy access to carbon credits so that it is not a very complicated and difficult process to achieve. We can work on an MOU very quickly. In fact, our Minister for Public Service is in Azerbaijan, and I believe he's scheduled to have a visit to this establishment. So from there we can develop an MOU and we can share experiences and also technology transfer.
Police in Naivasha are hunting a businesswoman accused of defrauding former internally displaced persons billions of shillings. The trader, who was gone into hiding, had promised the victims through over 70 community-based organizations funding for various projects before going into hiding. Over 1,000 members of the CBOs drawn from all parts of the country stormed the offices of the Naivasha Deputy County Commissioner demanding justice and donor cash. During the emotional meeting, the groups accused the trader and a local bank of defrauding them after registering for between 25,000 shillings and 70,000 shillings. Naivasha District County Commissioner Josiah Odongo directed the officials of the CBOs to first record a statement with the police as part of the investigations.
Kuna complaint ambayo imesajiliwa na benki ya Equity Bank katika Naivasha Police Station. Wamerecord statement ya kwamba wakipendekeza Mary Waithera achunguzwe na achukuliwe hatua kwa mambo ya anaweza kuwa na husika kwa mambo ya ubadhirifu ya fedha.
CPO was registered to 25,000 to be a member. Hiyo kikundi cha CPO iwe member ya Upendo Welfare. You pay 25. Na hizo pesa zote zilikuwa zinatoka kwa hawa. Pesa ikawa imetoka saa hizi, mtu anasema ni mali yangu, it is mine.
Hiyo ni barua kwanza inasema the following members walichangia pesa kiasi fulani, kila moja kiasi fulani ya pesa. Na hiyo pesa ilipatiwa mtu fulani ama iliwekwa kwa account fulani. Hiyo ndio information ambayo tunataka kuanzia saa hii ili iweze kusaidia kwa mambo ya uchunguzi.
Chunguza kwa watangulizi wangu wakaniambia kwamba waliandika proposal nyingi. Na pia wamekuwa wakiongea na dona moja kwa moja na wakawa wameahidiwa kwamba pesa zinawekwa, lakini sasa kuna shida kwa sababu huyu mama Mary Waithera kuna vile aliwachenga watangulizi wangu, yani wale wamama akawachenga, so sasa hawakujua kwamba pesa ziko katika akaunti gani.
Idara husika DCI itaangalia kila kitu Inafaa kuwa na vitabu yenu yote, records yote, finances yote, statement yote ya bank.
Na hizo evidence tulienda tukapiga picha za hao wenye walikuwa wanaishi kwa hema. Tukatumana ng'ambo. Unaona? Tukatumana ng'ambo huko kwa huyo msungu. Yeye akiforward. Na tukaona imeandikwa kwamba received.
A section of ODM members in Mombasa have called on the deputy party leader, Abdul Samad Nasir, to ensure free and fair elections set for November 27th. The party members allied to former Tudor member of County Assembly Tobias Samba, who is eyeing the county chair position, said they are ready for the grassroots polls, but cautioned they will not allow favorism. Speaking after a meeting in Nyali constituency, Gishana said not many people know of the grassroots polls date and asked the party to do more aggressive sensitization. On November 4th, the ODM National Elections Coordinating Committee, chaired by Emily Awita, announced there will be elections for 30 party officials, 10 each from the 3 committees at each polling unit and center. The 3 committees include the Mainstream, Women League and the Youth League.
ODM, the last time ODM ilifanya uchaguzi ni 2013. Na 2013 wamekaa kwa ofisi mpaka wanadhani sasa ofisi ni zao. Na kuna sababu tumefurahi tulipoona kwamba chama imesema kutakuwa na uchaguzi for the first time. Kuna watu wamekaa kwa ofisi mpaka wanadhani ni right yao kukua katika uongozi. Equally the same, inaweza kuwa ni right yao, lakini ile chama yenye inakuza na inaandaa uchaguzi kwa kila mara, that is a vibrant party and a live party. Sasa sisi kama team fresh tumejitokeza wazi. Na hapa kuna kila mtu, tuko na women leader hapa, tuko na youth leader hapa, tuko na chairman, tuko na secretary general. Tumeamua kwamba tunataka kwenda kupambana. Na ODM ya Mombasa huwa kuna fear of the unknown, kwamba list imetengenezwa, kuna watu wanani. Sisi tunataka kuambia governor, atupigani na governor, hakuna mtu anapinga governor. Governor ni deputy party leader wetu na tunamheshimu, vile tunaheshimu Wanga na mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Tunaheshimu wote mpaka Anyang' Nyong'o, lakini tunataka kura za Mombasa ziwe za haki. For the first time we are facing them. Sababu huwa kuna notion kwamba we cannot face them. No, we are going to face them na tunafika nao mpaka mwisho. Election wamesema kutakuwa na njia mbili, either through acclamation or consensus. We are equally prepared for both. But sisi tungetaka sana ile twende katika competitive process. Hiyo ndio inajenga chama. Sababu hatutaki wale watu wenye wanajifungia kwa maroom alafu wanatengeneza list. Wakitengeneza list wanaua chama katika ground. Especially in Mombasa, wacha we face each other. Kama mimi nawania chairmanship na yule mwenye yuko, wacha tupambane from the polling station to the branch, tupambane tujue kwamba huyu ameshinda kihaki. Nikishindwa kihaki nitampatia mkono, tufanye kazi pamoja.
Sisi tumeona kuna loopholes katika uongozi wa chama. Chama chetu tangu kianzishwe na kikafanya uchaguzi 2013 hatujakuwa na uchaguzi mwingine. Kwa hivyo ndio maana tunasema hatupigani na wale ambao wako wamefanya majukumu yao, tunawaheshimu, lakini imefika wakati pia wao, kwa sababu wamesafu katika nyadhifa mbalimbali kwa muda ambao umetosha, they are eligible to ascend to a higher office.
Omar Mohamed, the prime suspect in the sodomy and kidnapping case involving Mombasa-based blogger Bruce Hajira, has been arraigned in Shanzu Law Courts this Tuesday. Mohamed, who was arrested last Thursday evening at Lungalunga border as he attempted to cross into Kenya from Tanzania, faces multiple charges related to the abduction of the blogger. According to the prosecution, Omar Mohamed is the individual who allegedly hired a Nissan Note vehicle that was used in the abduction of Hajira. The prosecution presented its case, stating that Mohamed was a key figure in the incident, which sparked public uproar. Appearing before Senior Magistrate Robert Mbogo, Mohamed denied all 4 charges leveled against him. His defense lawyers have argued that he should be granted bail, urging the court to release him on bond pending further investigation and trial. Magistrate Mbogo is expected to deliver a ruling on the bail application on November 15th.
My senior in his replying affidavit indicates that the said accused person was not fleeing the country but was re-entering the same. Your Honor, the issue is that the fact that the accused person had either sought to exit or enter Tanzania is not disputed. Your Honor, on this, we also base our application on the fact that this has confirmed, Your Honor, that the accused is simply a flight risk. Considering the nature and the offense that the accused is charged with, we find that this might give an incentive, Your Honor, to the accused to abscond the jurisdiction of this court.
Going as per the Peking order, this Honorable Court already has guidance from the High Court specifically to this particular case that touches on Mr. Bruce. Your Honor, the accused person has also deponed in his reply affidavit that he left the country for Tanzania on the 9th of October to pursue some business engagements and to also visit some relatives. Your Honor, that was through legal means.
Now to sports, the Football Kenya Federation branch elections will now be held on November 14th after the Kitui High Court on Tuesday lifted the orders it had placed barring the polls. The elections were initially set for November 9th, but the court halted the exercise after the Kenya Football Association went to court claiming legitimacy to hold the polls, thereby getting an order blocking the exercise pending the hearing of the case. However, the Tuesday ruling now paves the way for the electoral process that has been delayed due to long-running litigation to proceed. And in the wake of the ruling, the FKF Electoral Board moved with speed, setting the new date. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of our broadcast tonight. I hope that you're up to date and up to speed on what is making headlines across the country. Thank you very much for watching EBN Prime Edition tonight. From the team as well that has made this bulletin a success, we would love to wish you a fantastic night. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. God bless. My name is Cynthia Nanjala.